going on, man?
Not much, man. That Omaha Wi-Fi is good.
All right, cool.
Appreciate you joining us, man.
No problem, bro.
So I'll run it down for everyone who didn't join us last week. If you haven't read the format, we basically partnered up with AMAfeed.com, opened up a forum on there. We had over almost 100 people RSVP to ask you questions, written, all that good stuff. And then we have live people joining the stream right now, so you can pick questions that you can answer live here. Yeah, I saw that too. You know, you're gonna have a little bit of that going on, but that's RBRBoxing, you know.
Yeah.
But great to have you joining us, man. I'm really excited about it. There's a lot of cool questions on the feed that I'll pull. You know, momentarily we can get it kicked off. But how's everything going? I know you just joined your training and everything.
Everything is cool. We just today we just officially started training camp. You know, me, Terrence Crawford, Steven Nelson. We know we're getting ready to fight April 14th, of course.
Okay.
So basically just started, kicking things off today, really, turning it up.
Let everyone know, your situation, where you're at training. We know you were with PBC, with Alan and everything. Let us know, what changed for you lately.
Well, I just signed a new deal with Top Rank Promotions. I'm currently training out here in Omaha with Brian Bomac McIntyre, Red Spikes, Saul Dieguez. So that's my team right now. Of course, everybody, if you know those names, they also train Bud Crawford. So yeah, man, everything's good. Everything's been running smooth. No complaints. Like I said, I'm having fun for the most part. So like the chemistry is great. Training
Cool.
Even better.
How did you link up with Bomac and the whole camp with Crawford and everything? How'd you link up with them?
For Bud's last fight against Indago, they had basically called me into for sparring as one of the head sparring partners for Bud. And since then we just kind of like kicked it off. They respected everything that I've done from just from who I am and my talent. So when it was time for me to make a change, I was told by Michelle Brizzato, shout out to RB. She told me, why don't you reach out to Bomac? And
Right.
I took her advice, and I did, and we just kicked it off again, and then like I said, the chemistry was great. So he invited me out here. He helped me. Him and Bud actually helped me, get it also with Top Rank, and everything's just been going great since then.
Cool. Now I know you did some camps here in DC. Obviously you were with everyone like Broner and Easter.
Yeah.
How's the relationship with was it a mutual understanding of when you left, or how did that come about when you decided to part ways?
Oh, it was still mutual. It was mutual. They understand, and we all got to do what's best for our careers at the end of the day. I just seen Robert, Rashid, Adrian. I just seen them about 2 weeks ago. We was all together, laughing, hanging out. I'm at one of the local shows in Cincinnati before I came out here. So, like I said, like Adrian came to me, he gave me a hug, laugh. He said, "Man," "you're Top Rank right now, but he's like, I still love you, bro." So everything's all good. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's just business, but that doesn't mean we can't be cordial with each other and still work with each other in the future.
Cool. Yeah, and I know that's your mindset because I remember talking to you. Actually, the first time I met you in person was at a card that you fought on in DC. I think at the convention center, I want to say.
Yeah.
But you were talking about similar. I think around that time was maybe like the first Santa Cruz and Mares fight, and you were saying, even though it's Golden Boy, and at that time PBC and everything, different sides, I guess, of the spectrum. You still maintained a relationship with guys that maybe you knew from the Olympics or from back in the day, whatever.
Exactly, because I tell everybody till this day, the boxing world is small. So, if you've been around the amateur program at least for a long time, even on an international level, like I'm very close. I'm cool with Josh Taylor. He's way
Right.
in Great Britain, but we competed against each other around 2011, but we always stayed cool and close. It was no animosity, but when I speak to Josh, whenever I can, way overseas and everything. So it's like, with boxing, everybody basically knows everybody at one point in time when they ran into somebody that they know. So, you know what I mean? Like, I just keep, I just keep everything just cordial, just, keep it moving. I can't worry about everybody else anyway. I just got to focus on me at the end of the day.
Right. As opposed to many people who follow us and talk to us, you keep it cordial.
Yeah. Yeah. You know me, I've never been big on the trash talk. I just rather just go in there and do my job. I mean, like I said, at the same time, don't take me as I'm being soft, but I just look like, I got a job to do. I take my job serious, and I'm just going, handle business. At the end of the day, we can go hang out, do whatever. But right now, it's all business.
I hear you. Let me pull off some of these questions from the AMA feed. Like I said, we got just about 100 people who RSVP want to speak with you. I will go ahead and ask some of these questions that we have on the AMAfeed.com. Shout out to them. And then you can pull some of the questions off the live feed right now. So just a reminder, everyone, if you want to go ahead and ask questions, and we'll scroll up, he can ask some of the questions. There was actually one really good one that piqued my interest to get your answer on this feed, which was, let me see, had to do with the, I guess, the time frame that you guys had to prepare for the Olympics. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see.
Let me think.
So is it true that you only had 2 weeks to prepare as a team for the 2012 Olympics? I think there's something to that effect on maybe Wikipedia or one of your bios.
Yeah.
Do you think that results could have been better if you had more time to prepare?
I mean, oh yeah, of course. Like I make no excuses. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I take everything as a learning experience, but that's really a true story. I know they were at the time for USA Boxing, they was going through a lot trying to basically get the head trainer. So they was going, they had one guy, then they found another one, and it just kept going. Like it became like a lottery pick after a while.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we actually got a trainer, we actually only spent 2 weeks together in the States as a team, and then another 2 weeks at Amir Khan's gym overseas in the UK before the Olympic Games started. So, we basically only had overall 4 weeks instead of at least a couple of months as a team. We only got basically together for about four weeks all together before the Olympic Games started. And I feel like we had guys like Errol Spence, Marcus Brown, Rasheed Warren, just to name a few. Joseph, my boy Jojo Diaz, Jose Ramirez. All those guys are doing great now as pros and talented guys. And I feel like if we had enough time, to get accustomed to that type of competition, now it could have been different. But, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm just happy, all those guys are still doing great things today in boxing. And our goals now is just to become, champions.
Right. What are some of this is one more question I'll pull off the feed. What are some of the best pieces of advice you could share with an aspiring boxer or athlete who's dreaming of joining the Olympics? I don't know if maybe things have changed since you were in the Olympics, but what would be your pieces of advice for someone looking to take that route?
I tell everybody, take your craft serious, because there's a lot of dreamers out there. There's a lot of guys who want to be in that position, to make the Olympics and, and get on that podium. And I also tell guys, don't ever give up on yourself either, because like I said, I tell people about my story from 2011. I went into the Olympic trials. I was the least favorite to win it. I was going against guys that was already multinational champions. And I went out there and I won every fight that I was put in the Olympic trials. Then it came around to qualify. I didn't qualify the first time around, so I had to basically go back to to the beginning, and I had to win the 2012 U.S. Nationals just to get a chance to game. And then I still had to qualify. So I tell people all the time, man, no matter what's thrown at you, never give up on your dreams, because anything's possible. As long as you work at it and believe in yourself first, you can do anything.
Word. If you want to go ahead and pull some questions, I see a lot of people are asking.
It said basically, who do I want to fight by the end of the year? To answer that, right now, honestly, my plan is to move down to 130. Right now, I'm at I started camp at 140. And then last week, I got yelled at by Bowman because my weight dropped so fast. I was actually at 135 already training. And that's been a big thing. People thought that, if you go to 130, you may be weak. But like I said, I was training just last week at 135, 136. So, like, at the end of the year, if it's up to me, me being a Marine, you want to fight the best. So I'll fight like guys like, Burchett,
Right.
he just had a good performance and guys like that. But at the same time, I'm respectful to boxing. So I always say, you got to earn it. So right now we're just in the process, just just getting along, just seeing how basically the top rank structure works first, and whoever they put in front of me, so that's what we got to knock down. But by the end of the year, I would like to fight one of those guys at 130.
Okay. A lot of people asking what's your record. You're 16-2 with 8 knockouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last one, the last one I don't agree with.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That could have gone away for sure.
Like I said, I'm honest. My first loss was against Shavkov. Like I said, a lot of people don't know. Also, I took that on 3.5 weeks notice. But that was basically that was my fault, because that was basically being me at the time, being undefeated prospect, thinking you can just do anything. So I was like, 3 weeks, that's no big deal. Because me, I always stay in shape, I always work. But it was like, when I figured when you step up to a level, you gotta take things a lot more serious, and that's why that's another reason why I came with Brian Bomack into the guys, because they have a set program. They're not gonna just allow you to just take anything. Like right now we're doing a few weeks here in Omaha, and then we'll be heading out to Colorado Springs for another 6 weeks, so to have a full camp and be prepared.
I see a question here from Juan Marshall, Prime Fight Talk. Juan, you said, when did he decide it was really time to make a change? I'm assuming you mean between PBC and then now maybe joining Top Rank. If that's the case.
What's up, Tev?
Yeah, what up, Tev? We got to get you on here next time. But I think that's a good question from Juan. I mean, at what point, and maybe do you feel having a promoter, as opposed to maybe an advisor with Al, no knock on either side, but what's the difference? When did you think?
And I'm pretty sure you see more my past few interviews I did in the last couple of weeks. They've been coming crazy, but
right.
Like I said, it's all love. It's all love with Al Heyman, PBC, great gang, and everything. But I just felt like in my case, just me personally, I can't speak for everybody else, that it was best to get a promoter, because I felt that at the time, just fights that I wanted, they wasn't coming for starters. And me being in the military, especially with the Marine Corps, I felt that a promoter would help me basically do what I want, which was fight on military bases in front of a military audience. And then on top of that, I haven't fought in New York since Adrian fought Paulie back in 2013. Me, New York native, it was like I also want to fight at home as well. And of course, you see Top Rank's putting on cards in New York. It seems like every 2-3 months now there's a card at Madison Square Garden. So those were just basically some of the few points and reason why I decided to go with Top Rank. And not to mention more importantly, I wanted to stay busy. So Top Rank promised in my contract that I would at least have 3 fights per year. Instead of just fighting once or twice a year, I would at least fight 3 fights a year. So that was nothing, because every boxer, they want to stay busy. Any boxer, it doesn't matter. I mean, the money is always a big, it's a big deal. But you can earn more by staying busy, and having getting those fights a lot quicker. Because like Errol said in one of his interviews recently, time doesn't wait for nobody. So you gotta get it in while you can now.
Yeah, big shout out. We got a lot of people watching here. Boxing Memes, what's up, bro? Tevin Farmer, of course.
Yeah, it's Top Rank now, bro. It's Top Rank.
Yeah, shout out to everyone who's joined, and make sure you ask some questions. So
Boxing Memes, that's my man too.
Yeah, so we'll have some questions from there. Answer me this: there seems to be this mystique, like with PBC, and a lot of the criticism comes from the inactivity of guys, and you kind of touched on that, but. What is that formula? Because I think more so we know when you have a promoter, how they build those fights. But I mean, it seems like there's this mystique where it's like Al Heyman picks up the bat phone and you don't get a fight until he calls you. I mean, how does that break down when you don't have an actual promoter? You know what I mean?
Like some of the things you did point out is basically the truth. Like I said, I never, want to knock anybody, but that's been the case for some fighters. Like, me personally, and also a lot of fighters, they don't have the opportunity to speak directly with Al. Like I was fortunate, okay. I can call Al, whatever, and we'll sit down, chop it up. But I hear a lot of complaints of the guys saying, "Oh man, I can't get in touch with this guy, that guy. I don't know what it." And to a fighter, that's basically say nerve wracking. But like, you know, in my situation with Top Rank, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to deal with any of that. Like, you know, we have a plan, we have a roadmap, you know, that they're setting up. You know, I'll fight April 14th on the Terrence Crawford Horn card, Jeff Horn. And, you know, Manny Pacquiao scheduled to make his return as well. So, you know,
Yeah.
that's one fight. And then I'll probably, you know, more likely I'll come back in the summertime, you know, and then I'll come back at the end of the year. And it's like, but you know, but each one of those fights, we're setting a standard and a bar to what exactly what we want to do, instead of just basically just taking fights. You know, every fight that we take in has a purpose behind it. Like, you know, this fight, you know, we'll take this fight to get ranked, you know, in those sanctioning bodies. Okay, then the next fight we'll probably go for, like, you know, a regional title. Then, you know, to the next fight, hopefully, you know, depending on the situation, it'll probably be for a world title. So like I said, everything we already have a plan mapped out. All I had to do is basically just show up, train, you know what I'm saying, and just keep winning.
Word. Shout out David Great. Nice to see you too. A lot of people in there.
What's up, Day?
Yeah.
What's good, L?
I'm gonna go ahead and peel a couple more questions off. AMAfeed.com. Everyone who doesn't know, got over 100 RSVPs here. Questions, people want to hear what Jamel has to say. I'm gonna go ahead and take one. Let me see. Let's see.
What's up, Trudy?
Let's see.
Nah, I'm gonna ask this one right here. So do I think I should have made a change sooner? I mean, sometimes I say yes, but you know, like, you know, it's just basically me being a Marine and having that loyalty. You know, so I always respect, you know, loyalty first. Even like from making a change with my trainers, even to you know, the people I work with in terms of promotion and everything. That was real heavy on me. But I felt like, you know, at the time I just felt like my back was against the wall. And after my last fight, there was things that I seen that I didn't like. It was like, you know, phone calls wasn't coming as they were at one point. And I just felt like, you know, if nobody, you know, if no one's gonna have my back, you know what I'm saying, but me. So I just felt like I had to do what's best for me, and that was one of the main reasons why I left. But you know, for the most part, I actually tried to you know, to work out to see where I was gonna go with the, you know, PBC route. You know, like I said, I always go back to people that I came with first. So, but after a while, you know, it just things wasn't coming back, or I wasn't liking what I was hearing. So I just had to basically do what's best for me, and I moved on.
I have a question here. Do you ever get scared about the negative physical effects of being a boxer that you might not see today but manifest in the future?
Oh yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, you watch guys that have been around longer than they should have, and you know, you start seeing things like, you know, slurring your speech, and you know, people having, like, you see right now, we got guys having issues with their eyesight and everything. So it's like, you know, you got, like, boxing is an unforgiving sport. You know, let's be honest. Like I said, they call it a hurt business for a reason. But you know, that's the risk we take as fighters, and especially when we love this sport so much. So that's just one of the risks we take. But I mean, yeah, of course, those things you got to take a precaution, especially when you got a family that that's viewing everything that's going on. I mean, that's why I say, like, I respect guys like Miguel Cotto. You know, he's did all he can do. We know for years that his family wanted more time with him, and you know, I respected him for what he did. You know, went out, he went out healthy. You know, and he did it his way.
Pull one more off.
Definitely take time, bro. I hear you. Everything definitely take time, Tev.
Let's see. If you could choose any boxer that and you kind of touched on this before, but if you could choose any boxer that you want to fight with, if you want to name a name, who would it be?
Like I said, Burchett, Miguel. I mean, like I said, I just feel like, besides my man Tevin, like I said, I give respect to Tev. I think he should be one of the world champions today.
Yeah, he got robbed.
30. So, you know what I'm saying, I hope my man gets his you know, his title. But like I said, besides guys like, you know, guys out there like my man Tev, you know, they keep saying Burchett's one of the best guys out there in the weight or whatever. I mean, he got Machado. And, you know, it's like I said, it's just whatever, you know, whatever comes to the table. I've never been the one. I don't want to be the guy that's known for at the end of my career that didn't fight nobody. You know, like I said, at the end of the day, I got to earn it. Because, you know, you always get the crowd that complains, well, he didn't earn it. He didn't earn the fight. How did he get the fight? So, like I said, that's why I'm with, you know, Bomac and them, because I want to regroup. But you know, at the end of the day, you want to fight the best out there.
Word. What was the other question we had? If you want to go ahead, I don't know if there's any questions you see on there that you want to answer.
I'm just looking right now. I'm just looking,
Cool.
trying to get to everybody too. You know me. I try to get to everybody as much as I can.
Yeah.
Like I said, because I respect you guys. Because like I said, without you, there wouldn't be a demand for for fighters. You know, because like I said, that's another thing might need promoted because promoters know how to reach out to that fan base that you may need to build you up in terms of on the business side. So like I said, without guys that tune in and like I said who actually care and respect what you do, I show love and respect back. What names have been sparring so far? So far, we just working with some of the local talent here. I probably spar with Terrence, here and there. But like I said, he's getting ready for his own thing. Plus, Jeff Horn is in the southpaw. But I'll probably get in there with Terrence a couple of times throughout the camp. I know Maurice Hooker is he's coming out. Matter of fact, tomorrow. Get ready for his fight for Terry Flanagan, and they asked for me to spar with him a little bit too as we go along. So I'll more likely probably do some rounds with Maurice Hooker as well. But like I said, I'd rather spar with guys that's gonna better me. I've never been the type of person that likes doing sparring when you just beating up on guys because you don't learn nothing from it. I mean, at the same time, you don't want to have too many wars for sparring because you don't want to lead the fight in the gym, but you want to go in there with guys we can learn things with.
Yeah, that's going to be a good fight, that Flanagan and Hooker fight.
Yeah. What's good, Kev? I see you. Shout out to all my people out there in DMV area. Much love.
K Smooth, what's up, man?
Yeah, a lot of love out there, too. He's trying to keep me with this one. Let's pound for pound boxing. Y'all can go on all day with this, man.
Right, that's a feed on itself.
Like, I throw people off when I say, when I really stand and say that, my favorite fighters that I still watch today, just videos is Eric Morales. That's one, that's one. And and Marquez. And I'm like, and I sit there and have arguments with people because people like have this thing where Mexican fighters, all they do is just war and bang. Like, nah, man, you gotta sit down and watch guys like Eric Morales, man, and what's my man? I keep having with the fro back in the late 70s, man, and he passed away young from the car accident, man. I know somebody's gonna bring it up on you. Somebody's gonna bring it up on here, man. But that's another one who, so I look at all the greats, man. I don't just focus on, one era or demographic. That's just not me. That's like if you want to be the student of the game, you gotta look at everything, man.
To that point, though, I know you said Salvador Sanchez.
Right?
But you were saying one of your new trainers, I don't think it was Bomac, but someone was saying, I know you're a boxer, but I'm gonna teach you a little bit of this Mexican style.
So yeah. He said, I know you're a boxer, but I'm gonna teach you a little bit of Mexican style. Cool. That's all. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's gonna help me, make the fight a lot easier on myself and get these titles. Whatever. I'm not picky in terms of what to do in camp. Like Bomac, real respectful. He always asks me every day, do you have a problem with my working with 3 trainers? No. Shoot, the more the merrier. Like I say, if it worked for Bud, obviously you guys do something right. I'm not here to change up your formula. I came in for a reason. You know what I mean? I came in to get to get a piece of that knowledge, and and add it to what I already have now. So yeah, like I said, I'll sit down with a European trainer if he can teach me something different that I might not know and have in my arsenal.
There was one question on here. Since you did mention Jose Ramirez, knowing him from the Olympics, how do you see that that Jose Ramirez Amir Imam fight?
Oh man, because I know them both. Yeah. I always say whoever brings their A game, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna make the big difference because people try to knock because Amir suffered the one loss to my boy, Adrian Granados, whatever. But he came. People are if you've been paying attention, he came back and he's been on the winning streak again. And so he's hungry and he's actually been waiting for that title shot for the longest.
Right.
For the Granados fight. So like I said, Jose, he did his thing against my boy Mike Reed. You know, he earned his shot, whatever. Like I said, I look forward to seeing Mike Reed to bounce back from that as well. But I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think people need to tune into that because it's gonna be a lot better than people expect.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. Yeah, shout out to Yes Indeed. He's on the comeback in March against another undefeated. Yeah, Top Rank's putting on a lot of good fights.
As I'm saying, see, and that's the thing people don't know. People thought like, you know, I was working negotiating on Top Rank at first. It's crazy. First it was like, all right, let's just give him like, you know, a couple of fight deal. And it was like, wait, what if he comes over and knocks off one of our top guys?
Right.
So you know what? We know he can fight, but how can we promote him? And shout out to my man Rick that worked with Jose Ramirez. He
right.
also he was saying like, look, this guy's a Marine also, you know, and he can reach that military, you know, that real military audience that you guys are looking for. So they was like, you know, they thought about it, and it's like, you know what, let's give him the full ride. And another thing was, well, we don't want him to come over here, and he wants to take the easy route. And we was like, nah, that's never been me, and that's never been me to take. You know, I'm not coming over to fight tomato cans. Like, you know, I want to get the thing rolling. Like, you know, I want to get, you know, saying just one guy out the way, then you know, so you can throw whoever in front of me as long as it makes sense. But you know, that's just me. Like, you know, I never wanted to be the guy that's been known, like I said, known. Oh, he hasn't fought anybody. Oh, he hasn't done anything. So, like at the end of the day, like I said, I just want to do what I do now, and while I'm still at the top of my game, and just, you know, go from there.
Right, and we actually mentioned this too. We had Andy Vences on last week. Shout out to
my man.
But we mentioned to him too. You know, you guys have a great platform with ESPN, all the fights being streamed. I mean, the quality is, you know, through the roof. I mean, everything HD streaming. So you definitely have a big platform where people are going to be able to see you.
Oh, yeah. Let me answer this one thing. You know, okay. Hey, Buck, whenever you can, man, just send me an inbox, and I'll gladly, you know, give you a few tips and advice on that cardio, bro.
What about training? Would you see yourself as a trainer one day?
Oh man, I see. That's where the Marine in me comes in. And my boy L, that's on here, he can probably relate because it's like it is one of the things where, you know, the lack of patience. you gotta have a lot of patience to be a trainer because you probably more likely you'll be working with more than one fighter. It's not like when you're just a fighter and you just gotta just worry about yourself and, you know, by, you know, just doing what you're told. But it's like, you know, when you're a trainer, you can see like you gotta put a lot of dedication just as much as the fighter, if not more. You know, because like I said, your job doesn't stop after you leave the gym. You know, you're probably going back to you know, to the house or whatever, looking at tape studies and setting up workouts and, you know, nutrition and everything. So yeah, man, it takes a lot. Like I said, I give a lot of credit to guys who's actually trainers because it ain't easy, man. It's not easy at all. And like I said, sometimes, you know, you can get a guy who has all the talent in the world, but if you lack in the heart, you know, that's another thing. Like, you can't teach heart. You know, you can teach a man, you can teach everything in the world to be, you know, to the greatest. But if you don't got heart, what can you say? When do you see yourself in the top 15 rankings? Oh, see, like I pointed out earlier in the interview, that's one of the things we're working on after this fight. After this fight, you know, they told me if all goes well, you know, I should be ranked. So, like I said, we're gonna go from there, and then we're gonna move up. Like
what sanctioning body are you going through?
What's that?
What sanctioning body?
I told them, man. Like see, that's the thing. Let me just. I'm glad that you asked that because, you know, let's be honest here. With top rank, people always got a perception.
WBO
title. They told me personally that we're gonna get ranked in as many sanctioned bodies as possible. So, you know, like I said, don't be surprised if you see Top Rank bringing up like you see right now with Jose Ramirez. They're already bringing up a WBC title fight, you know, with that. So don't be surprised. But like I said, that's why I said, like, you know, that's why I put it out with Miguel Bashert because he has a WBC title or whatever. I mean, then you know, I think in the future I also see Valdez moving up and possibly fighting Christopher Diaz. So, you know, you guys got to look at, like I said, I look at everything. You know, you guys got to look at that as well. But like I said, right now I'm just focusing on one thing at a time and just, you know, get past this guy, get in there, probably fight for a regional title myself the second time around, and then, you know, sky's the limit.
I hear you.
Break down the Wilder versus Ortiz. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm leaning towards Wilder, and that's mainly because of the U factor. and the pace. Like Ortiz starts out slow, and sometimes Wilder can start out fast and crazy. So, like I said, Ortiz is not a bad boxer, but I think that the pace is what's going to really bother him. Not to mention the power of Wilder.
Do you think it's a knockout?
Oh, no, somebody's gonna get knocked out. Even with the Joshua and Wilder fight, somebody's getting knocked out.
Right.
You mentioned the military base was location. I mean, as far as I know, Top Rank's looking. They want to hit that California-based area. So Camp Pendleton is basically the area that they're looking at. So, like I said, a lot of my military careers on Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. So that'll be another one that I like to go to. But Camp Pendleton being the biggest military base in the country, why not?
That'll be dope. Yeah, it's a really good idea, especially promotional wise.
Oh yeah, shout out to John Molina. I watched the last fight. He if anybody knows me and Ivan, we had some words back and forth, whatever. But John took care of that. But so yeah, shout out to John Molina, another guy you can't count out because every time they try to count out John, he comes back and he does it in impressive fashion. So like I said, I've been watching John for years, so you must respect to John Molina as well.
Gladiator, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, man. The name, he lives up to the name, bro.
Yeah. I have a question here from the feed. Says you have a unique and interesting story. If you were offered to have your life made into a movie, would you agree? And which actor would you want to play you? Don't say Denzel.
Nah, I can't. I wanna have. Of course, every boxer want to have their story told. But let me just flip it around. I said this to a while ago because I'm close with his entire family. I said this. If Kevin Kelly ever needed his story told, needed an actor, I told his family to call me because everybody just swears that we're related.
Doppelganger.
He's from New York also. He's a southpaw. So the Flush and Flash ever done the story, please give me a call. But yeah, I mean, if I ever have my story told, like I said, I still got a lot in me, but I want to have mine like the Cinderella Man, because like I said, I don't have my ups and downs too.
Right. But that makes the most captivating on screen.
Adam Sandler. But yeah, man, these questions are crazy, man.
I see him. Go ahead, pick something.
Oh, who did I have winning the Canelo fight the first time around? I actually had Golovkin winning, but when I watched it again, I did see that it was a close fight. And it's also, like I said, people also got to realize, judges are different, man. Some judges go off effective scoring, effective aggressiveness. So you never know what they're looking at times. But like I said, it was a draw. It wasn't like you kept saying anybody got robbed, and suffered a defeat. But it's always good. Like I said, we get to see it again twice. But like I said, I was rooting for Golovkin, but I won't be surprised if Canelo actually takes the rematch because he looked good. Like I said, he was doing a lot of good things. It's just that he was fighting in spurts from what I was seeing. But Canelo, he looked good, and you can never count him out. He's never going to lay down for anybody.
I think someone asked this before, and it's one of the questions on the feed. Who would be your number one pound for pound fighter right now? You think it's Terrence Crawford?
See, if I say that, I think feel like I'm biased, but yeah, I would say so because he you can say what you want about the opposition because I can get into that too with fans also.
Right.
I'm cool with Lomachenko. I'm a fan as well. Like I said, I don't argue too much with that one because you could put either or depending how you look at it. But like I said, Bud, he did something that wasn't done since Jermaine Taylor. You know what I mean? He unified the titles. No matter how you want to, judge the division, you know what I'm saying? Nobody expected Ndago to go out there and beat, prospects, for the IBF title. Top, that was the top guy. Then he went over there, on foreign soil again. Ricky Burns took his title. And, Bud just did what he had to do. You know what I mean? Felix Diaz was no slouch. He's a gold medalist. He made it look easy, whatever. So you can say what you want, but like I said, he earned it. But like I said, he's not really stressing it because like I said, it's a new year, and he's going to a new division to prove that he's one of the best out there. And same thing goes for Lomachenko. I'm looking forward to hopefully they can get the Linares fight. That's a great fight for him. So like I said, it's a great year for boxing. So, like I said, between those two, those are probably the top two of my list. I feel like they're probably the top two on anybody's list.
Yeah, yeah, you can't argue too much.
Yeah, John. I forgot he did fight John. Well, man, like I said, my man John came back. Like I said, couldn't count. They thought he was done. That's why when I seen that they had made that fight, I thought somebody was crazy. I was like, yo, whoever made this fight is definitely wrong on Reggie.
My question was at what weight? That was my first question.
That was my thing too.
Like,
I was
what
like,
weight?
bro, like John Molina ain't coming out to no motherfucker, no damn 135. I know that for sure.
Right.
Then I seen the weight. I said, oh yeah.
That was a badass fight though.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamel Molina.
I still, I'm still impressed with the what was it, no, when he fought he fought on both. He fought Matisse and
Matisse,
right?
yeah.
But yeah. I said John fighting everybody. My man, my man Julian boy. I'm glad he getting back in there.
Hammerhand.
Everything's going good. Everything's going good in camp, bro. Can't complain.
Yeah, I'm gonna fill a couple more questions off of here. Let's see.
Wait. This is a good one. Who I got? Lomachenko and Mikey Garcia. I don't know. I gotta see what Mikey does in his next fight. You know what I mean? Again, like I said, he looked good against my boy AB. So but like I said, Mikey, he's still. I don't know. I can't cope with Mikey at times, man, because I think he needs to go back to 35 because I don't think his power didn't really carry as much as at 140. So I would like to see him fight at 135. But I think it'll be a good fight. But like I said, Lomachenko, they call it the Matrix for a reason. That now for sure.
I got a question here from Mona Lisa on the AMA feed. It says, "Dead or alive, who are other professional boxers you look up to or admire?"
Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea is one of them. You gotta admire the greatest pound fighter of all time, which is Ray Robinson. Of course, the greatest of all time heavyweight division, which is Ali. But like I said, I can go on for days with this. Another one of my favorites is Oscar De La Hoya. The reason why I put out Oscar because Oscar fought everybody. You could say people could say, oh well, he lost. What's up, Coach? What's up, Coach Miller? You could say that he lost all his top fights, whatever. But at the same time, Oscar didn't back down from anybody. Oscar took fights that he didn't have to take. Like if Oscar was in this era where people was like, because Oscar was top dog, where people would say, well, I don't gotta fight this guy. What's he do for me? Oscar didn't do that. Oscar was fighting guys like Ike Cortez. So that was that. So that was a good fight to still watch. If you haven't watched that fight, people go fight. But yeah, I respect guys like that just set the they set the bar.
Cool. We got about 5 minutes left, so if you want to go ahead and grab a couple more questions, we won't too much.
Shout out to my man Big Vino. He out there. He working with us too. Man. He busting his ass too out there, man. Well, I knew somebody was gonna say that about Floyd. Of course, I got love and respect for Floyd. I'm just, Floyd's probably one of the best, defensive fighters of all time, regardless. People want to argue he's the greatest of all time, whatever. You can say whatever, but especially in this era, Floyd's top dog. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yep.
Winky, oh yeah, Winky's. It's gonna pick. See, that's why I said I can go on all day with this. Because for one, I look at Winky because I look at him because he was a southpaw fighter. So growing up, I used to always look at Winky right, and like, I just watched his fight against Trinidad. And like Trinidad he's another great fighter. He's not a bum, but like I said, the way Winky closed out the show and like from start to finish, really, that was a great performance, man. Even if his fight with Jermaine Taylor was another one. Of course, Roberto Duran probably one of the best lightweights of all time. Aaron Pryor is probably one of the best junior welterweights of all time.
I think everyone's just throwing out fighter names.
Right.
What about?
Like I said, you would throw out a name, and I guarantee I'll know some footage or give you some history on them because I watch them all. Me and my best friend who's watching this on here, my boy L. that's all we did as kids. Like, remember being young, we was like, we thought the pinnacle was to get on HBO to basically, you know, to make sure that Larry Merchant wouldn't say nothing crazy to you at the post, you know, the post interview. But like I said, the landscape of boxing has changed so much since then. You know, like I said, like ESPN, they got live streaming fights now. Even shows
Right.
like Showtime stepped it up. So like I said, I've been around from the beginning, man. Like I said, if you're not a student of the game and if you don't love the sport of boxing, why are you in it? Yeah, L laughing because we used to always say, man, if I get up there, Larry Merchant say some crazy mess, we're gonna have some words. But you know, Floyd beat us to it, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Come on, man. Sugar Shane. Oh yeah, Sugar Shane, man, was a dog at 35 lightweight. What he had, like, on all of his fights at lightweight, only one went the distance before you know, he had that classic fight with Oscar. That's one that I just watched that too.
Did you ever get into you were talking about watching fight tapes? You get into boxing video games?
Oh yeah, man. Like I said, like me and my man L, my brother Gerard just stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what it start at? I think it was Muhammad Ali boxing on Genesis. And then
Oh man, yeah, but they had Douglas too.
The real deal, the real deal on Genesis too.
Yeah.
Back to like I said, Knockout Kings. Yeah,
Like,
HBO boxing on PlayStation. Like I said, I'm mad. See, you hit a touchy topic because, I'm pretty sure a lot of fighters can agree when I say this. Why when we get to the point where we can get on video games, they stop making boxing video games, man. Somebody need to call EA Sports. You know, no disrespect to MMA, but you know, there's a lot of guys out there, you know, that want to see boxing video games out there again, man.
That's the thing, and there's so many petitions too. Like petitions online. Like, who do we need to talk to? We need to get that thing done. Man. Yeah, Ian needs to get back on it.
Yeah, man. Don't pay him no mind. That's my brother just being a fool, saying who is Jamel. That's my little brother. So I ain't paying him no mind, man. I'll see him when I get up. I'll speak to him when I get up there when I get up for this.
I'm gonna take one more off the AMA feed, and then you can take a couple more off the video.
I know we got. I see my Coach Miller. Y'all see Coach Mills. I'm gonna tell you how I got into boxing because Coach Mills actually he don't know this to this day. I don't think he knows, but he played a part. I'll never forget. Coach Mills was a basketball coach for Longwood High School, Longwood Junior High School back in the day when I was on Long Island. So I never forget. I was good enough to play on the team, but my grades were low. So Coach Miller, he had to cut me. I couldn't play on the team. So I remember my boy Ashanti and my boy L on here. You know, they basically, my boy Ashanti invited us to the boxing gym, and I just, you know, I never been the type of kid to be in the streets or whatever. So I wanted to stay busy. You know, I had trouble. So I just went to boxing because I couldn't play school sports because of my grades. And since, you know, from day one, I stuck with it. And after that, you know, I did get my grades together. Or whatever. But that's how I basically got into boxing because, like I said, Coach Miller had to cut me from the basketball team, so I couldn't be AI no more. And yo, Big Sal got jokes. Ain't nobody going Hollywood. I don't know who that guy is who said that.
All right. Well, we'll just wrap things up. We got a lot of good stuff, a lot of questions answered. There was a great turnout. I really appreciate you taking the time. Good luck with training and everything. I let everyone know already, but just so you know as well, the replay of this will be on YouTube. We appreciate your time, and we'll catch up again.